Everyone, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. I am here with my brother as we play Mono Blue Tempo in MTG Arena. This is the deck that we made Mythic with. So many people made Mythic with. So many people said this deck was garbage. It was at the bottom of the metagame. Only now, all the pros are talking on Twitter about how Mono Blue Tempo is a serious deck. You need to be paying attention to this thing, and I am at the forefront of its innovation. If you want to see Mono Blue Tempo gameplay, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So, I still like more or less the core of the deck. There might be some things that I could change, like the Pteramander. A lot of people said it should be still Mistcloaked Herald. I will just wait a little bit longer to see. Like, I mean, if there's one game where someone plays a flyer and I can't get through it, then okay, you all win. But I do like the idea that I can. I know it's really slow and clunky, but I really like the idea that I can adapt in the super late game, which I think this deck can do. I think this deck has game in the late game. Maybe not against all the decks, but you know, against enough decks. Maybe do a quick deck tech for people who have not seen. We're going to be playing best of 3 now in this season. So we've got Curious Obsession is just the best card in the deck. It is a card that is going to draw you cards every single turn, and you just completely bury your opponent in card advantage. Makes the creature bigger, which increases the clock. So it's a fantastic card. Curious Obsession is one of the best cards in the deck. And there's also Tempest Djinn, which is our bomb card. You know, there's so many board states where our opponent is racing us. How on earth do we get back? Well, we might be flooding out, but then we slam Tempest Djinn, and we have like an 7 to 8 power creature that we can easily race our opponent with. And the way that most of the Mono Blue Tempo decks are built, at least in the past, is that they lean really hard on Tempest Djinn and Curious Obsession. I don't believe in that way of playing the deck. I think you should have a very creature-dense version of the deck. Just flood the board with creatures as your main game plan, and to top it off, you have bombs like Curious Obsession and Tempest Djinn. So that is the way I am playing with the deck. We've got Pteramander, which could be Mistcloaked Herald, which is Mistcloaked Herald is an unblockable creature. I am still playtesting Pteramander, 1/1 flyer with Adapt 4. For 8 mana, but it costs 1 less for each instant or sorcery in our graveyard. We do have some instants and sorceries with Quench, Spell Pierce, and Wizard's Retort. So it's not... It happens. It happens that you can get this adaptability going. But it's possible that there are enough flying creatures in the metagame that we shouldn't have Pteramander. But I do like that this can block a Phoenix from the red decks. So it can be a chump blocker in a lot of board states like that. It also, if the game goes long enough against Mono Red, which sometimes it does, it can become bigger than the Phoenix, so you can attack into it, or you can very reliably block it. So that's it for Pteramander, but really it's just a 1/1. It's a 1 mana 1/1 flyer evasive creature that you can put Curious Obsession on. Then we got Siren Stormtamer, which is also a 1/1 flyer with evasion, but it can protect the creature, the big creatures that we have on the board, like the creature that has Curious Obsession or Tempest Djinn. So that's what makes Siren Stormtamer so strong. Then we got some Spell Pierces, not beautiful in the deck, but just sort of mandatory, something to do against the Turbo Fog decks. It is some interaction against Mono Red, against clunky removal like the Black Sagas. Against Mono White, you can counter History of Benalia. So Spell Pierce has its place in the deck. 1 mana, easy interaction. Also can help protect a creature very early on in the game when you put a Curious Obsession on it. Faerie Duelist, probably the weakest card in the deck, but it's still very interesting. It makes good combat, good spots in combat where your opponent might think the power of their creature is bigger than they think it is, or the creature that is blocking our creature, they thought that it was bigger, but you flash it in, make it smaller. And the great thing with Faerie Duelist is it combos very well with Quench, which is a counterspell, and Wizard's Retort. Why, you would ask? Because it has Flash. So I can hold up the counter spells, and if they have something important to counter, I will counter it. If not, I'll just put in Faerie Duelist. Again, it's another evasive flyer. Not bad. Looks worst against the control decks and the fog deck. But against other creature-based decks, it's actually really good. It can create a lot of blowout situations. And it's like medium against Mono Red. Merfolk Trickster, flash creature for 2 mana. can't go wrong there. A lot of interesting things you can do with this card. You also can tap down Runaway Steamkin at the opponent's upkeep, so any of the sorcery speed cards like Skewer the Critic or Light Up the Stage never get any value, and they won't get any more counters ticked up on it. Merfolk Trickster, just another body added to the board. The fact that we run at flash speed so well is great against control decks.
How much longer is Trickster going to be allowed in Standard?
A while, probably until like September.
Oh, okay.
We get to play with Trickster for quite a while. All these cards are still going to be good. We've got Quench. Now Quench is sometimes dead if the game goes really long, but it's a counterspell that counters anything, so it can counter creatures and it can counter non-creature spells, and that's why I really like this card. So, you know, Goblin Chain Roller, we can counter it. The Phoenix, we can counter it. Sometimes Runaway Steamkin, we can counter it, depending on the board state. So Quench is a thumbs up in my book. And do you know what? If any of these cards are dead, Spell Pierce, Faerie Duelist, Quench, that's why we've got Surge Mare. Surge Mare is the key innovation that a lot of people have used, the tech, to get to Mythic, because Surge Mare is great on blocking duty against the aggro decks, but is great against the control decks because it is a one-man band turning into a 4-powered creature. It can become really big, can't be blocked by green creatures, which is sometimes relevant, but the most important thing is it loots when it deals damage to an opponent, so you can cycle away dead cards for better cards. This is like our Smuggler's Copter in the deck. Not very good to be playing on the early game if you're not against an aggressive deck, so you're going to want to play it later, but it's very, like if a control deck empties your hand, then you just play Surge Mare, get back in the game, really strong clock, grinds them out. You want to play with your Surge Mares. Tempest Djinn, big, huge flying beater, and Wizard's Retort is just a hard counter spell. It's just what you want to have. Now, a lot of the decks, so if you're watching this for the first time, Chart of the Course is absolute garbage. I do not believe in Chart of Course. You do not want to waste your time not putting creatures on the battlefield or interacting with the opponent's board. You have to be very board oriented, all right? This is a tempo deck, so you're either putting creatures on the board or you're affecting your opponent's creatures or their spells or their mana in some way. So Chart of Course, don't play it. Another thing, Opt, same thing. You don't want to be digging for certain cards. You have all the cards, just utilize them properly. Spending mana on Opt is not spending mana putting creatures on the battlefield or influencing our opponent's board. And that gets to why I'm playing 22 Islands. A lot of people are trimming down to 20. I don't like that because when you have 20 lands, you will not reliably curve out with that much mana. You're going to be choked on lands, and the number one way I lose with this deck is if I can't curve out, if I cannot play my spells, if I cannot play Merfolk Trickster, hold up Spell Pierce, or play Curious Obsession, hold up Spell Pierce and Wizard's Retort, or play Tempest Djinn and have a blue mana up with Siren Stormtamer. This deck is pretty mana hungry. You want the mana. I'm playing with 22 Islands, and it's worked out very, very well for me. If you flood out, dump them with Surge Mare. If you flood out, use them with Tempest Djinn to attack your opponent for more. We can use the islands. People are so afraid of flooding out, this deck can use the islands. I very highly encourage that you also play with a 22 island build. So now, we're playing with best of 3. So that's something new for me. And so now we're going to get to the sideboard. We have 2 sleep for the creature-based decks. It's possible that only 1 is necessary, because if you draw 2 sleep in one game, it will be terrible. We have 4 Diamond Mare for the mono-red decks. I don't know how good this card is going to be, because it's just going to get shot down immediately. But there are ways of, like, sandbagging this card to a point where, you know, we wait till turn 4. Then we play Diamond Mare, then we play some blue spells and get some value out of it. So there's some tricks around there. Negate is going to be for the control and combo decks. Fountain of Renewal is also for the mono-red decks. And we've got some dive downs, maybe for the control decks. I don't know what else to really bring this in against. Some people said it's like mediocre against mono red and it's good against the control decks. I'm not a huge fan of dive down. That's why I don't have it in the main deck. I don't believe in trying to protect my creatures. I believe in replacing my creatures, because if you're up against an attrition-based deck and they kill off all your creatures and you draw dive down, well, that's not where you want to be. You want to be drawing more creatures. So I'm not in love with dive down. I know a lot of people have had success with it, but I'm willing to have it in the sideboard. I am willing to sort of replace maybe 2 Faerie Duelists for dive downs, because I like Faerie Duelists, but I don't know if I love 4 of them. But anyway, it's in the sideboard. Like the people have been telling me, well, they bring it in against mono red, but it's like 50-50. They bring it in. It's great against control, but do you know what? I have a lot of interaction for control. So how much more do I need? How much more do we need for against control? You can never have enough. Like, it doesn't...
Damnation.
It will help a little bit maybe if we're up in the tempo mirror, so that we can, like, block a Tempest Djinn, play dive down, protect our creature. I don't know. We're going to see what happens.
Or bring in the bird.
No, we're not going to bring in the bird. Maybe one day for the hell of it, we'll bring in the bird.
Well, then change the deck box's artwork to the bird. You can do that.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
How?
Oh yeah, you can change the card.
Beautiful! That's an innovation. That's tech right there. Okay, we're gonna save and exit.
Cost them $1 million to program that in.
Alright, now, how on earth? That's so cute, I love it. Ranked, traditional ranked. Mono blue. I think this is where we want to be.
Yeah.
I have not played any best of 3 on Arena yet. Click Graveyard or Exile Zone to browse its contents.
Up against the Flipster. Merfolk Flipster.
Merfolk Flipster.
Turns a
Choose
card.
if you will draw first or play first. We're going to play first. Matters a lot. Yeah, we can keep this.
That's actually a pretty good thing, Merfolk Flipster. Flips the card over. Now I can't even use any activated abilities. It's just the back of the card up.
How do I put full control mode on? It might be important. Oh, we're up against probably control. Okay, so they can't kill this thing. Yet. So let's... Because I could play Tempest Djinn, but like... Is that a wise move? They'll kill it for sure. I need mana, because I do need to get to a point where I want to play Merfolk Trickster and hold up the Wizard's Retort, but also I want to hold up Tempest Djinn. Is there anything bad they can play on turn 3 that I want to hold up Wizard's Retort for? Probably not. Okay, let's just get in for some damage. Loot. Yeah, we don't need this many lands. Okay, so Surge Mare already doing its job. I should also try to get familiar with the deck list now, especially what's in their sideboard. I mean, that's what makes a big difference. 4 mana, I don't think I can get super punished. I guess I should do this after I attack. Pteramander. Okay, so we can dump... Sort of want to dump the Surge Mare so I have an island so I can play Tempest Djinn and hold up Wizard's Retort eventually.
Do it.
Nah, we're up against a control deck. I'm gonna like play Tempest Djinn last. So at end of turn I can play Merfolk Trickster. Opponent discards a card and you gain 3 life. That's pretty good. So that means... Well, that means we're gonna discard the Pteramander, that's for sure. Well, everything I said about that island that I needed, I could really use it right now.
Loot. You're free to loot.
I am free to loot, but then that prevents me from playing this thing. This is it? That's just a 3/4 that gains some life? Sure. I think if I draw the land, I will dump the Surge Mare. Not necessarily. Okay, so we'll dump... I will dump this thing. And I'll play Siren Stormtamer. And hopefully in the future... I mean, if they play a sweeper here, that's gonna suck. Because I just dumped my Surge Mare. Yeah, so maybe Pteramander is... how many instants or sorceries do we have here? These things are on the ground. Okay, let's get rid of Pteramander. This is a great attrition-based card.
About to get worse.
That is good, but like, how do I get this on something? I don't want to put in the Siren Stormtamer. Surge Mare is on the ground. What to do? Or I could just put Curious Obsession on Siren Stormtamer and, like, we just hope that's gonna do it. We'll protect the hell out of it with Wizard's Retort. Or maybe if we draw something good. Well, that was very late. So we're gonna keep that in our hand, just in case it's going to be important against another one of these things. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 1 white token. Okay, that can resolve. So far, I still got... So far, I think I still have this under control. That resolves, but Hostage Taker will not resolve because it's going to take my Siren Stormtamer. So they can only attack for 3. This is a good card, but it's about to lose its usefulness. Let's keep attacking. Let's keep getting some cards. Let's make back what we lost. Okay, so now we have 2 threats. We've got Siren Stormtamer and we have the Tempest Djinn. Unfortunately, any sweeper is going to win here. So which one do they take? Well, I can sacrifice Siren Stormtamer to whatever they go for. This will resolve. Till the turn, you may cast that card. No, you're not. So this is going to resolve. We're going to lose the Curious Obsession. Until end of turn? Hold on. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled? No. You're not doing that. Oh, this is a problem. We are totally losing this. This thing flies, we have to tap it down. And attack. Do our best. We attack for a lot, but I don't really see any way to win the game. And then they can play cards from the top of our library. Maybe I should just wait. Because I don't have any good way of winning the game. Pass to declare blockers.
You can make some trades. Make a trade.
I can. Make some good trades. Hopefully they cast something enormous. Something super, super big I wasn't even considering. And they put Curious Obsession in the graveyard.
It's not a pretty one to see.
Well, now that I know what this deck is about, I thought it was a control deck. I think we should be super favored against it. I'm certain that they're gonna have like a big sweeper, but I would not be so hesitant to just put my creatures out there. Now that I saw like these really big cards. Everything's so clunky too. Whole deck is clunk central. Yeah, it's gonna resolve. Quenches are looking bad. So how does this work? I want to go to the next game. Oops, cancel attacks. No attacks. Oh, my own Merfolk Trickster. Okay, so does this just... Okay, I gotta learn. Does this go to the game, like game 2? Yeah, I'm ready. Get ready. Alright, so what do we want? We want... I don't know if we want negates. I think we want dive down. Diamond Mare doesn't matter. This thing doesn't matter. Sleep might matter.
Sleep.
Okay, what's bad? Faerie Duelist seems like poop. Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce looks bad. Yeah, you know what? This could be really bad. We'll bring in dive downs. Siren Stormtamer is fine. Surge Mare actually might be bad. So we'll take out a few of those, bring another dive down, and a sleep. This is just not the matchup for Surge Mare. It's like a slow mid-range deck that then like explodes, so maybe we should take out all the Surge Mares? How many creatures do I have? Wish it showed me how many creatures I have.
Oh, those bars.
4? What? Yeah, but it says, okay, so how many creatures? Still doesn't help me.
22.
22 creatures? Okay, we'll go with that.
We got graphs and charts, people.
Submit deck.
That's what big data is all about.
That's what big data, yeah. I'm ready, Flipster. So this is why I like best of one. I do really like best of one more. I do. Because we get more games in. Trying to get to like Mythic with from here is gonna be like impossible. Hey, I got the Mythic looking thing. 0%. That sounds terrible. Or maybe it's great. I'm at the highest of the highest. It's like an award I've claimed. I reached Mythic. Wizard sent me like an email saying I'm in the top 500. Choose a fuel. I will play first. This hand is great. Let's keep this. So this is what I'm talking about. They better kill the Merfolk Trickster. Or they're just gonna die a miserable death.
Church bells.
Uh-oh. Well, the good thing is the rest of the hand is completely redundant. Take one dive down. I guess they could take the Wizard's Retort. That's the most unique card. So this is just like Esper mid-range.
Esper School of Mid-Range.
Yeah. I guess they would take Wizard's Retort. So it's the only unique card. Alright, they're gonna go for the dive downs.
He's afraid of that.
Oh, absolutely. Getting rid of lands. Yeah, let's just... I could hold up the Wizard's Retort just in case. So definitely we're putting at least one on here. But trying 2 cards is really enticing. The only thing that might punish me is like a History of Benalia or something. I don't know, maybe they'll show me something I don't know. Like some sort of sacrifice effect.
But dive down gives you hexproof, huh?
Yeah, but like it doesn't. If they force me to sacrifice something, it's targeting me, not the creature. Resolves. A non-land permanent. Uh-huh. Exactly. Okay, so it's probably gonna chump block, prevent me from drawing a bunch of cards. So it's fine. We can counter something more useful later. Unless they play 2 removal spells this turn. They got a lot of stuff that can grab my cards, though. Like that.
Sorry.
That was a good spot for Quench.
Now we're mad.
Okay, we'll play Faerie Duelist, increase our clock. Come on, counter spells. That's fine. That works too.
3 instants. Fine.
Pteramander is getting big. I'm gonna keep them in my hand just in case somehow they wipe the board.
Boom! He's done.
Game 3. Esper Junk. Maybe sleep is not very good in this matchup. Maybe just what we want is negates. No, we don't want too many negates. They've got their removal are creatures. That's the removal. It's just creatures. Yeah, sideboarding was fine. We're gonna be on the draw, which is not gonna help. Bum, 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 bum. Look at that downtime, people. What can I say?
At least they give it this music.
Honestly, I'm a bit concerned about this deck. It just grabs our stuff. Seems pretty good.
Grabs it by the boo-boo.
Yeah, we keep.
Keep that sleep.
Yeah, this sleep sucks. This sleep is not where we want to be. Start with Pteramander. That is...
a huge growl.
Yeah.
For such a tiny little...
Slid Chapel. That sucks.
Of course.
They took the good card! How dare them! This card's gonna look terrible. Maybe I should just had like Surge Mare instead of this.
Because you get to choose.
The punishment. What's the punishment for tapping out? Probably something. Make sure Deputy of Idiots doesn't take one of these things.
Attention.
But Dive Down is only good, like, Dive Down doesn't get very good value there. It's the detention?
Yeah, Deputy of Detention.
Alright. There it is. Alright, resolves. It's better to have a creature on the board than not have a creature. Alright. We're not in good shape. We lost our Curious Obsession.
But he can't block none of this.
This is true, but like they've got that 4-power like flying thing. Sun's binding. Do I have any bounce spells? Well, it has more words than this. Your opponents can't cast spells with that name card. Well, that's countering that. So that if I let it resolve, then I can't cast Siren Stormtamer for the rest of the game. We have one instant in the graveyard. 8. So if I play Sleep here, 5. I'm still short. I'll just wait for like one more creature. That's a pretty good card. So this might be a good spot to sleep, just to buy myself some time. Oh, they're gonna kill one of these. Or they thought they're gonna kill one of these. Pteramander might show its worth here. That's gonna resolve. So we're gonna dive down.
On the right.
We're gonna play a land. We're gonna play Sleep. You over there, and then I think we've got Critical Mass.
Critical ass.
Might gain some life, but we're gonna attack for a lot.
Nice audio cue on that.
Okay, how much are they attacking for? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3-turn clock, but it can get bigger. No, but we are. We're attacking. They're dead in 2 turns. How does this work? Target player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power. Greatest power among creatures, and you gain life equal to its power. Oh, that sucked. That was terrible. Okay, so now how much are you attacking for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm not dead. That's what you're telling me. But I'm not alive either.
Adapt and hope.
Yeah, adapt and pray. Hope for Curious Obsession. Or another Sleep. Another Sleep would work.
Nothing. No!
Okay, that's fine.
No.
The Merfolk Master is not going to get out of this one.
You can't adapt it again?
No, you can only adapt once. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each instant or sorcery you have in your graveyard. I mean, I can do it, just won't do anything.
Oh.
The idea is that if it has no counters, if this thing has no +1/+1 counters, put 4 of them on it. Yeah, I'm just dead.
Dang. Close though.
Yeah, and I needed to play that Sleep because I had to tap out the turn before. Alright, whatever.
Good game.
Good game.
Boom!
It was close, though. One thing to say, if we did not have Pteramander, if it was Mistcloaked Herald, we would have just screwed. Like, we wouldn't have no business in that game. I'm telling you, no business. 0 business. Sleep?
It was good.
I'm not sure if I should play more patiently with Sleep. Like, I've never seen this deck before. I never even heard of it. Is this a thing? Maybe it's new, as of Ravnica Allegiance, but, well, whatever. This is the start of our journey! I don't know if we'll get to Mythic in best of 3, because this is very time-consuming, but, yeah, I'll try. So this is our journey with Mono Blue Tempo in MTG Arena. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks to all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. This is Nikachu with a brother playing Mono Blue Tempo in MTG Arena.